Okay, let's do some unboxing of the stand. Look at this. Here are the integrated cardboard handles which you can use to comfortably pull out the stand out of the master carton. Let's do some unboxing. This is a Cintiq Pro stand box, and let's have a look what's inside. And as you could already see, everything is made of sustainable materials, so let's get rid of these things here first. And now we have one center part, which is one central assembly of the stand. This is a bit heavy, please be careful when moving out. I put it aside here. This is the stand base. This is not that heavy, so put it aside as well. And don't forget the accessory box you see here on the side. This contains some screws and assembly parts, plus the quick start guide to help you setting up the stand. And this is what you can find in the cardboard box you've just unpacked. So this is basically the base plate, the arm, the pivot plate, which will be mounted at the back of the Cintiq Pro. And then we have some smaller parts here, and some of those are packed into a woven cloth bag and into a paper bag here, and we have the quick start guide as well. Let's start with the base stand assembly now. So I have the arm here in front of me on the desk. I have the base plate here, and I take 6 of those screws, and let's see how it works. So first I take the base plate, and here you see these guide rails, and it already holds steady in here. Now let's start fixing the screws. There's 6 of those screws, and you can use the tool which is part of the box content as well, and make sure that you fix all 6 of those screws and tighten them steadily. And this is the last one, and we are done with that step with all the 6 screws tightly fastened. And in the next step we will install the pivot plate to the main display. So I put the Cintiq Pro display flat on the table. Please make sure that you have some soft cover and do not put the display directly on the table. I'm using here the cloth you will find inside the Cintiq Pro box. Second, you will see the 4 VESA mount options at the back of the Cintiq Pro, and here in our next step we will mount the pivot plate from the stand. Please make sure that you install it in the right orientation, with these parts oriented to the upper side. And then we will take 4 screws and tightly fasten the 4 screws by using the VESA holes in here. So, and again, make sure that you have fixed the pivot plate in the right orientation as indicated in the quick start guide. After we have successfully installed the pivot plate to the Cintiq Pro display, we will move it carefully over the stand and insert it here in the arm. Okay. And the last and final step of the stand assembly is mounting the VESA plate stopper. This is fixed with 2 screws. The screws are already pre-attached to the plate. Just gently screw it to the pivot plate, and finally you will have the plate cover which can be fixed, and we are done. Now let's have a look how to adjust the Cintiq Pro on the Cintiq Pro arm. To unlock the adjustment, just pull down the slider, and now you're free to change the inclination and the elevation of the stand by holding the Cintiq Pro firmly at the sides by using the grip areas. If you have found your favorite position to work, just pull up the slider to secure and lock the Cintiq Pro on the ergo stand. Then you also have the opportunity to do the rotation in each direction, and if you don't want rotation, you can always lock by using the slider on the back side.